Well, we just want you to know that last week we've had so many wonderful remarks about last week's conference call, and I thought it went very, very well between Jeannie Denton and Catherine Knight, and we really talked about finding people and what we were going to do and all of that put together. But now how do we guide them? How do we sign them up? And how do, what do we say? Because who wants to ask for money? And, and then how do you get them to work? And I think sometimes we always think, well, I'm not going to sign anybody up because I've had them and they don't do anything, so I'm just forget them. No, we can't really look at it that way because, we're not growing if we don't grow, and that's only because we bring new people in. So we got to learn how to handle it. We can't ignore it. We must handle it. So we need to find out what we need to say because we're not trying to push them into it. We're trying to let them sign up. And if they don't want to, then we go on to the next person. So we've got a wonderful lady tonight that has put some real research into this. And when we asked her to be our speaker tonight, she was very excited about. She was hoping to hear from others what some of their ideas were. But when we asked her to be our speaker tonight, she says, "Oh, I've got some good ideas too." So she's going to share, and then next week we're going to have Mary Black, the first spot. So we're going to have some good opinions of what it takes to really get people onto the dotted line without pushing them. And then once in, how do we keep them moving and producing sales so they get profit, and you in turn will get profit for your efforts. So at this time, I'd like to, for all of you who have seen Jackie's Name in the Honor Roll again and again and again and again, she knows what she's doing. And the most important thing, she's an executive director from Texas, and really has got, and she's a great teacher also. And she's got a wealth of information. So, Jackie, I'm going to turn this over to you, and I think she's going to have some questions for some of you. So, hey, Jackie.
Hello. Well, hey, hello, team. Hi, Jackie. Can I just ask, how do I mute my phone a minute? I don't remember the number you said.
Just,
star what?
Hey, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, Deborah. Just do *6, and that'll mute your phone. And if you want, and if there's any background noise, just mute it. Then if you want to come off mute, just push *6 again, it comes off. Okay? So if any of you want to mute it because you have background noise, that would help a lot because we want good reception. Okay, Jackie, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Phyllis. Hello, team.
Hello.
Hello. When Nancy told us last week that on this week's conference call we would be talking about what to do with recruits after they sign the agreement, I thought, great, I'd love to hear what others do. But then on Tuesday she called and asked if I'd be the presenter. So I'll share what I do, and perhaps in subsequent weeks others can do the same. When you start someone in the business, you assume some responsibilities as a leader, and your new recruit assumes some responsibilities as a follower. The first 6 weeks are crucial in a new recruit's career and ultimately in the strength and success of your team. You and your new recruit will be joined at the hip during this critical 6-week period. There are some do's and don'ts that should be part of your routine, so you might want to write them down. Here are some do's. The first one is, do teach her the skills she'll need to be successful, and do it in a logical order. The next thing is, do speak to her at least every other day with a specific purpose in mind. Do bring her with you to observe and to practice. Do give her homework. And do inspect what you expect. Now, here are some don'ts. Don't assume because you taught her once she's got it. Don't let a conversation go by where you didn't praise her for something she did well. Don't do the work for her.
Jackie, can you go a little slower? I'm having a hard time catching up with you.
Sure. Okay. Don't accept an excuse when she hasn't done what she said she was going to do. And don't forget to inspect what you expect. If you'd like, I'll just repeat them very quickly for you, and then we'll move on. Here are some do's. Do teach her the skills she needs to be successful and do it in a logical order. Do speak with her at least every other day with a specific purpose in mind. Do bring her with you to observe and to practice. Do give her homework. Do inspect what you expect. And the don'ts, once again, don't assume because you taught her once she's got it. Don't let a conversation go by where you didn't praise her for something she did well. Don't do the work for her. Don't accept an excuse when she hasn't done what she said she was going to do. And don't forget to inspect what you expect. Let's be a little more specific about your combined responsibilities during the first 6 weeks. I'm going to apologize up front for any tedium that will be forthcoming. But as with learning any new skill, there are steps that need to be taken in a certain order, and skipping steps will leave gaps in the new consultant's education. As we said, the first 6 weeks that a new consultant is in the business are the most important to her success. What you do and what she does can determine her entire future. There are really only 2 things you have to do to ensure that you have done your part to help her become as successful as she wants to be. The only 2 things you have to do are train her and communicate with her. Once you've done those 2 things, then you train her some more and communicate with her even more. Then you train her again and communicate with her again. As I've said, when you start in a new recruit, plan to be joined at the hip during this critical 6-week period. On the very day that she signs up and her initial order is placed, you need to set 2 dates with her, both of which should be planned no later than 10 days down the road. These 2 dates will be her initial training. The first session I call her classroom training, and the second session her hands-on training. Classroom training. Okay, generally the new consultant comes into my office for her classroom training. I like to have them come to me because I found in some cases at their homes there can be a lot of extraneous commotion that can impede the flow of her training. Be prepared with a packet of information you want to go through and a clear plan of what you expect to accomplish. My initial training usually takes 3 hours. It's been my personal experience that the new consultant can only grasp so much information at one time, so 3 hours seems to work nicely. As with all training, you review what you learned the last time. Oh, we've got some feedback now. As with all training, you review what she learned the last time, you teach her new things, and then you give her homework to practice her newfound skills. Believe it or not, the first thing I go over with them is the recruiting packet. Some of you might be thinking, didn't you just do that with the new consultant when she signed up? And the answer is, yes, I did. These materials should be reviewed. I am now confirming that she understands the marketing plan up to and through the district director level. Trust me, she won't have a clue. I make sure she's clear on how she will benefit from growing through sponsoring. The packet she'll go home with includes a blank director agreement, number 1910, a copy of the marketing plan, number 1943, a copy of the sharing promotion flyer, number 90190, and I bet you're probably guessing what some of her homework is going to be. Yup, to begin a list of ladies she'd like to have